Hello, welcome to Drams for Dummies. Thank you for being here. First of all, did you watch the first two, the pilot episode, parts 1 and 2? If so, God bless you. Thank you so much. And also, what is wrong with you to watch all of that, just me sitting there, I think in the same sweater. I got something on my sweater. That's gross. It's just Kleenex, snotty Kleenex. Watching me ramble like this right here for hours and hours and hours. But if you did that and you're here for our official episode 2, where we're actually going to do what we're supposed to do, bring in another dummy into the kitchen and do blinds, then you absolutely ought to be subscribed, right? And you ought to have that notification bell hit, and maybe think about being a patron so you can keep this train rolling. We've got lots of episodes and interviews already in the can. So if you're liking what we're doing, stay with us because they're going to keep coming and we're just going to get better, better, better. But with that, whether it's your first time or your third time with us, thank you for being here. Enjoy Dummy Justin, who's the reason I'm doing this channel anyway, and I hope you love it. Let us know in the comments. Thanks, guys. Love you. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Drams with Dummies. I am Brett. This is my buddy, Justin. You're joining us in my kitchen today to enjoy some awesome bourbons. And real quick, first of all, we're going to, as you know, I'm going to ramble and talk about different things, but it's always going to be a different buddy. It's always going to be a different friend coming and bringing their perspective, bringing their booze. This is our first one, so this is a complete guinea pig shoot.
Really dummy on this one.
Super dummies. Right. Yeah. I want to make sure that it's truth in advertising.
Dummy of dummy friends.
Yeah, like I'm calling myself a dummy, just, ha, we know I'm a pro.
Right.
But I bring dummies so that it's authentic. Yeah, right. So that you guys don't feel threatened.
Number one dummy right here.
Right. Talk about bringing my brother in, and he's definitely not. He's not. I don't even know. He didn't own the glasses, So he's really unnerved. But that's the whole point, is just to hang out and talk and enjoy this. But I want to give a shout out. This guy brought a costume. Like, he brought a costume change to represent the city that we love.
City of Champions.
The city of champions. Yeah, all kinds of champions.
It doesn't say Swizzle though.
No, we got to get a new shirt.
Doesn't say Swifty. I need to get one of those.
So we got to get a new shirt.
Sponsor us with Swifty gear, Chiefs gear.
Ooh, yeah. Drop T Swift so we can get Swift on board.
Right, but Kelsey, yes.
Now, of course, the running joke in these videos so far is, if you're seeing this, then that's awesome. The channel launched, and you're seeing all these weird guinea pig pilot thoughts and awkwardnesses. But then by the time I get my lazy butt around to recording enough and editing enough and getting them out, Swift and Kelsey will probably
be over with.
Yeah,
it's going to take you a while to edit this whole thing.
Yeah.
And, drop your stuff.
I mean, even if it's like a month from now, it's probably over.
True.
Yeah, so relevant joke for October 11th, 2023.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much by the time I drop this, if I ever drop it.
There might even be a new song about Kelsey from Swift by the time this goes out.
And then I'll drop that graphic in, or I'll drop a link to that in. Yeah. Here's the breakup song. So never gonna be a shirt. So, but yeah. So just real quick, again, on that front, if you happened to see the first episode or two, I may have split it because it was an hour and a half of me talking to myself and drinking. So hopefully I split it and edited it a lot. Then you already know kind of what we're doing here. But just real quick, the whole concept really fast is that it's just normal people who have this as a hobby, who have bourbon and whiskey as a hobby, and to different levels, whatever that is. And that we come over here, and I love doing blinds.
Who doesn't love doing blinds?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's like, this isn't going to be a bottle review site. Yeah. There may be that occasionally or whatever, but we're going to be kind of reviewing bottles just by blind, just kind of as they pop up organically, So the idea of this is, every episode, a different friend is coming over. They're bringing over a sample of something that I don't know what this is. He does, obviously. And so then we're going to twirl and swirl and smell and score. I'm going to be not having any idea what I'm drinking. So, and like I said earlier, and you'll learn very quickly about me, I'm not Matt Porter. He's the god that we aspire to be. And one of the reasons to do this channel is that I'm not good with the tasting notes. I'm not good with, I can't smell or drink something and go, well, that's clearly beam because it's nutty. You know, I don't have that, and most of us don't.
Most of us don't.
But when we're watching that stuff at home, we maybe sometimes get a little bit, a little bit intimidated because we're like, I'm an idiot. Why can't I smell what these guys are smelling? Well, they're pros, and they're award-winning pros, and they've got mega channels. They've got their own bourbons now. I mean, and so now it's time for, and again, going back to why does this channel even exist? It's because of this guy. That's why he's the first, that's why he's on the first episode. I was horsing around, we drink and do this stuff, and at some point, I was texting him my tasting notes or a picture of a blind I did, and he said, well, you should do a channel, and do you remember what I said back?
You basically told me that was a really bad idea.
Yeah, terrible idea. Terrible idea.
You probably had some more colorful language than that, but it was a really bad idea.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what I said?
You said I have something unique to say.
Exactly. I think you have value. I have a lot of fun with you. I wouldn't have this fun if it wasn't for you. I learn something from you every time we do this. Whether it's right or not is debatable.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I learn
right,
something for
absolutely.
myself
Yeah.
every time, which makes me more of a dummy than you. But we're both just dummies, having fun,
Yeah.
talking about this stuff together, acting like we know what we're talking about. But
Right.
we've kind of done this for a while too.
We feel like we know what we're doing.
We do,
Yeah.
a little bit. I mean, especially with the crowd we run with. Where people talk to us all the time about what we like.
Yeah.
So in that way, it's kind of cool to know what we're talking about or act like we do. But I do think you have a lot to offer in that way. So thanks for letting me be on as a guest.
I don't know.
And for the props.
Again, you may never see it, so this may just be me stroking his ego for a minute and drinking
Feels
booze
good.
for a minute, and then we'll be done, and then it'll never be seen. But to his point, like it's true. Like I've done it long enough, and I've watched enough, or whatever. And then when he's getting into it, I'm kind of sharing things with him that I've learned or heard. Mm-hmm. Now he's got it. Now he's sharing it with his friends when they get into it. But we all got it, one, from our own experience. But yeah, it's watching those YouTube gods, right?
Right.
So they're up. They started in their dining rooms and kitchens and basements, and now they're up there shooting multi-camera, fancy crap. And I mean, they are literally, tens and tens and tens and tens and tens and whatever, hundreds
Sponsors
of thousands of
and-
sponsors are making big time bucks.
Yeah.
If I ever get one patron, I'd be like, hey, that's something. A patron I don't know, I should say. So
right.
I'm just realizing that I turned the air on earlier because I had the windows up, beautiful weather, but then one of my neighbors decided, this is the fun of doing it in organically in your kitchen.
Right.
One of my neighbors decided to start burning leaves. I was like, well, that's going to mess up the noses,
Yeah.
So I closed it, turned the air on, but I don't think the air's coming on, and it's hot as shit in here. Anyway, so.
Or the whiskey kicking in a little
Yeah,
bit.
we had a sip of whiskey, and I'm just sweating.
A little burner, yeah.
Yeah, so, and I guess going back before we do this and dive into the tastings, what I kind of realized what I told him was, I was like, why would anyone start a whiskey channel right now, which is why this is called Drams for Dummies, another whiskey channel, because I don't even know. Are there 1,000 out there? Are there 10,000 out there? But I know that there's a ton of them, and I know there's a ton of great ones. And my thought when he first said it was, I'm not going to tell you anything you can't hear a million times over on these videos. But what I realized and what I kind of came up with was, instead of overthinking it, like, I do something and I like doing it, which is the blinds and the scores and the stuff. I like sharing that with my friends. I don't get to do it enough. I'm an introvert, so I don't like hang out with people, and I don't bring them into my house. Yeah, I just do. I'm happy doing it, by, being there by myself drinking. But I was like, this isn't something I see in the channels as much. And again, it may be happening in some channels I haven't seen, where you kind of have a different person in the room every time. You're truly doing blinds every time, and I'm like, I feel like there's people out there that would kind of resonate with that, and they're not just listening to my voice all the time. They're getting different people's perspectives, different people's palates. So then I was like, maybe there is something here. I don't know. So that's kind of what we're doing.
Well, and then when you told me about this concept, too, of this new guest every week, it made me think, well, I mean, people watching this might also go, you know what? Whiskey's meant to be shared. I kind of drink it by myself. Maybe I should have my buddies over, and we might not record it like Brett and the Dram Dummies, you know, like Justin or whatever, but we might have fun that too. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
To just because whiskey is meant to be shared, and then we all do. We act like we know what we're talking about for the most part, unless you're the big dogs, you know.
Right.
But it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
To set it up this way. So yeah, I'm ready to have some fun.
Dram Dummies. I've thought about what the nicknames would be. I've thought Drammies. But Dram Dummies, just dummies. I don't know. That's good.
Yeah.
Dram Dummies.
Yeah.
Drammies.
Drammies?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like,
We'll
like a date drug.
The New Heights has 92 percenters.
Okay.
You know, the Travis Kelce guys.
Right.
So maybe we got to come up with our, you know, you got to come up, not we. You got to come up.
And that's the thing too, is that that's another thought I had about this channel that's different than some, that whatever, is I want this to be very much a community type channel. So if when I ever have a patron, that's going to be celebrated. That person's going to have a voice. That person's maybe going to get in this chair, or going to get on the video. Like we're going to do a split screen. They're going to be on a live. You know, I know that a lot of patrons are awesome and like to share their booze, which is great, kind of like we're doing. So like, yeah, if someone ever send a blind in, you're doing it with me somehow, live or on camera.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, like I want everybody who supports what we're trying to do here to truly feel like they've got a piece of it and they're invested and they have a voice. So, and I'm sure when it turns into 100,000 patrons, that gets tougher. But that's the goal.
Kitchen.
Need a lot bigger kitchen at that point.
A lot of chatter about whiskey at that point.
I don't want to. We can only shoot these when my wife's out of the house. By the way, I live in a tiny house, so at some point maybe we have to get out of the kitchen, but it's fun for now. So
till then, we'll have some good tastings and some good laughs. You know.
So again, he brought that again. I've said just bring 4 ounces of something. Bring something you own. This guy, above and beyond, costume changes, brand new bottle. On the way here today, and I don't know, again, we'll know later, if he's had it, if he knows he loves it. The idea is that they're bringing something in that they really like, or that they at least are very curious think they might like, and kind of want to see me just be an idiot blind on it, you know, for any reason, you know. So it could be a $10 bottom shelfer, and that's because that's part of what the blinds do, is it strips all that crap away, and you're like, this is really good, and you think it's $100 bottle, it's $10, and then you learn that about your palate. Yeah. You know, so there's no like, this doesn't have to be top shelf stuff. Matter of fact, it should all be stuff that people can get in their
probably
stores.
Not top shelf, more times than not. Maybe that's later, but
because we're just regular dudes. So what can we see on the shelf? What can we you know? And if we're lucky enough to have that relationship with one of our store people, shout out to Bubbles. Often you get
that's the thing. I went today. Bubbles.
There you go. You got to go to Bubbles.
Bubbles KC, man.
At some point, they'll be an official sponsor of the channel. You know,
of course. Right.
But so I don't know what this is. So the first thing we're going to do is. We're going to drink this together, and I'm going to do my score system with this, and I'm just going to talk it out loud as we do it, and he's going to maybe give his thoughts of what especially if he hasn't had it. I don't know. Have you had it before?
I have.
Okay, good. Okay. But every bottle can be different. We're drinking the neck pour because it is brand new.
It is, yeah.
So this hasn't had a lot of light or a lot of air. It's been here 10 minutes. It's been sitting there. Yeah, it's been 10, 15.
Give it a little juice.
Yeah. So we'll swirl and twirl and get it some oxygen, and we'll see where it goes. So, but first, I want him to show you what we're drinking, so you know you're all in on it except for me. So I'm going to look away while he shows you guys what we're drinking.
You close your eyes?
Yeah, I need to because I can see in the window. If I want to.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
It's hot in here. I'm just like sweating.
It's getting hot in here.
Whew. Speaking of which, thanks for joining us. Because if you're watching this, then I released it and you clicked on it. And if you've made it this far in, God bless you.
God bless you.
Cheers
for watching us.
Yeah, God. I mean, what the heck? But again, when I think about these channels, I'm like, how many hours have I spent? Days, weeks, years, months, listening to people I don't know, just sitting in their rooms talking about whiskey.
Or, to our credit, doing this without an audience, without recording it. Because we do this anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
So might as well have some fun and see where it goes.
Hopefully you guys are drinking something you love too.
Right.
So you will, and if you know what we're drinking, maybe if you got it, pour yourself the same thing. We can do this all together.
You got this.
Yeah.
In this area, you're pretty good. You're doing all right by yourself. Because it's not been easy to get a hold of.
Oh shit.
So.
But he just swung into the liquor store and found it.
I did. Went right through.
All right. That's also, he's VIP that way. That's why.
You know.
All right. Here we go.
All right. Down the hatch.
Well, I mean, you can, yeah.
Oh, we're sniffing first.
Down the nostril.
Down the nostril.
You do, again, this is a Drams for Dummies, right? I'm never going to tell you, listeners, watchers, this is the right or wrong way to do anything, or that you should or shouldn't like anything. It's all palate, it's all taste, it's whatever works for you.
You are suggestive, though, and I do appreciate that, because you have good tips. But I'm also like, oops, yep, forgot.
It's Matt Porter. I'm just Matt Porter trained, man.
Yeah,
and
you are.
Shout out to Matt and ADHD Whiskey.
Awesome channel.
Yeah.
Cracks me up every time.
Such a good dude.
Not as funny as Brett Buffin, but close.
No, he's funnier. Yeah, no, he's going to be way funnier. I've said that as we get into this and I get more comfortable, people will get more of my personality will probably come out, and that's not necessarily a good thing. But we'll see.
I always laugh.
I don't yeah, well,
the whiskey is it you? I don't know, but yeah.
You're a low bar. Yeah, I don't want to.
Very fair.
I don't want to chase
That's
off my highbrow people
okay,
already.
fair
So I'm not gonna start making. That's what she said.
I am
Jokes
a
yet.
low bar.
This is really nice though.
Doesn't it? What are you pulling?
Man.
So it is strong because of the neck. I feel like there's a lot of heat in the nose there, but
I mean, my first thoughts on this, and by the way, again, sidebar, because ADHD, I have ADHD as well. I've learned that. I'm diagnosed now. My wife's a counselor. Your wife's a counselor. The music in the background, it's in the background. That's all guest driven. I know this guy, so we're listening to the Zach Bryan radio on Spotify. Yeah, so Josiah and the Boonvilles is going right now.
Also real nice.
Yeah, good stuff. You might not be able to hear it very well, but it's there. So anyway,
it's kind of bluesy and drammy.
It's whiskey. This is whiskey drinking music right now.
I know. This is what I drink too by myself sometimes.
Okay, so I would say that it's cliche to say this, but this is just traditional, standard, good bourbon. Like this, it's just got you got the caramels in there, you got the brown sugars, but there's a sweetness in here too.
A little fruit.
There's a little fruit, and I don't know. I never can pull what they are accurately.
Can I try?
But I'd go apple, maybe. What would you say?
I'm going grapey.
Oh,
grapey.
yeah.
You got that?
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, and that's the thing about drinking, right? When someone says something, you're like, yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Passion fruit, that's what I'm getting.
Dragon fruit.
I thought apricot when on my first. No, not today. No, on my video.
Okay.
I said I threw out apricot out of my ass because I was just making up how I don't pull notes, and then of course I'm like, now I'm smelling apricots.
Of course,
because I said it.
Because you said it.
Yeah,
right.
That's the influence of this shit. You know, like my dad was a wine taster. He did wine tastings for parties for years, and he would tell me, because we don't know, we're all dummies in this world. So people are drinking their wines, and he'd go, ooh, do you smell the... And they would all go, oh, yes,
I do.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at first, but I do
now.
now.
You say it, absolutely.
So it's great.
Shoe leather.
I said so.
Yeah. Also some cinnamon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kind of more on the... So I learned a thing last time when I tasted on this video. So if you've watched it, you saw me. I did a nose exhale and got a note on the exhale of my nose breath. So
you're like out, in, out, in.
I went in, I went out, and in the out, I picked up another smell.
Right,
that was weird.
That is weird.
This is the shit you're gonna go with through this.
Go. This is the ride you're on. Enjoy it.
I would say
you're getting deep in there.
Oh, I give. Well, if it's good, I mean, I just want to crawl in the glass if it's good.
Like you're.
Oh, I'm in. And that's the thing too. People, and a reason for that, I'm gonna guess.
Suggestive.
It's not the highest proof. I'm a barrel proof guy. Yeah. I could be mistaken, but it smells very balanced, very even.
Yeah, it's not super dark, not super light.
Yeah, it's not super dark. It doesn't smell finished. So I'm putting this in that kind of. It's 4 to 8, probably more 4 to 6 year range, maybe like a 6-ish. Yeah. Like so. And I'm a big proof whore. I love big high proof. So if it's super high proof, I might not be able to pull my whole face in the glass.
Yeah.
But
and I got to tell you, I had a tough decision, and I'll talk about the decisions later. But I had a high proof one in my hand.
Yeah.
And then I found this one, and I was like,
There's a lot in this this is a mind screw for me because he knows what I like.
And we like a lot of the same things.
And we do like, I mean, he used to be a proof pussy, but now I think he's kind of getting to be a proof whore too. So he likes higher proof. I know that's just I got from I just
listening to proof whore.
That's progression. I just coined that's a first T-shirt.
Yeah,
a former proof pussy.
Well, it's going to be proof pussy with a line through, a stripe through,
yeah,
and then proof
whore. Yes,
because I've made it at that point.
You're on the right side of things. But also, like, he knows that I'm not necessarily. I don't usually love weeders.
Nope.
So does he bring a weeder to try to like make me go, oh my god, I love it, and then I'm like, shit, it's a weeder. But I'm into that. Like, I'm excited for those adventures where I get confused or I actually learn something that, oh shit, it's not all weeders, it's that weeder or that, whatever.
We had a wheat recently that you liked, I thought.
The Holiday Sweet Red Wheat.
Yeah.
Ben Holiday is going to also be my future official distillery sponsor, and I talked about him in the first video. They're doing it right. If you see Holiday on the shelf, get it. The sweet red wheat. Red wheat.
Go with it.
You know what I'm saying? Wet wheat.
Red wheat.
The sweet wet wheat is. And when I was in line the other day, getting special stuff. Actually, getting this right here.
Release.
Yeah. This special cave release series. This is a double oak. They also have an applewood smoked version. But the people in line geeking out, talking bourbon, talking Holiday, and I mean the universal praise for their wheat is it's insane for sure. But
it's made on the big guys too. The big whiskey people. They're
Minnick puts it in his top 100 this year.
Yeah.
I mean, all the big channels have hit and Holiday now.
20 minutes up the road from us.
If you're ever in the Kansas City area, go get yourself a distillery tour.
We'll tell you where to go.
Yeah, you're like, hey, I want to go to the Bourbon Trail someday. I literally got emotional. I've done the Bourbon Trail, and my wife and I went to the Holiday in March, and pulling up, and the landscape and the rolling hills, and then you come in, there's the rick houses, and then you go. It's like it's exactly what's happening in Kentucky. It's the same limestone water.
So cool.
It's so good. All right, I got it. So if I was going to just quickly on the nose,
yeah. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with a 7.5.
That's pretty strong.
I'm on the wrong high. Yeah,
it's pretty strong.
But then the drink will then either open up the nose more,
right,
or I don't know. It'll change it. We'll see.
I do like that caramel. Real good caramel.
Go.
Heat. Right in the back.
Little,
but not a lot.
It's like a Kentucky hug in your throat. It's a little choke out.
I like that phrase.
Little Trevor Bauer. Yeah. That's not appropriate. See,
wow.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
We're already alluding. So I've already forgotten that I've got an audience because I probably don't. So it's fine.
Yeah.
First impressions. I'm sticking with low proof. Mm-hmm. He already kind of gave it away by saying he had a high proof in his hand.
Okay.
So. You'll hear me talk about I'm more about the experience than the notes because I can't pull notes like I want to. But let me do a second just to do it again. But
Chris Stapleton, awesome music.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably end up going where I kind of went with the nose, where this is a very nice, solid, sippable, crushable, not offensive bourbon.
Enjoy it all the time.
Whiskey. Yeah. Like it's not taking you on a wild ride. It gets in the mouth, and I like to kind of hold it in there a little bit and see what it does. It doesn't start firing off my taste buds and my palate, which I like it when it does. But that's kind of where those deeper, older, maybe high proof things come in. It's viscous. Mm-hmm. It's got a good mouthfeel. It coats the mouth. Like it fills the mouth, but it feels almost like refreshing. It's like, and there's a wateriness to that, which I don't love, right? Because it lacks that depth that I love and that adventure that ride that I love.
Yeah, you do like the ride.
Yeah, it's almost like a bull ride. Like you kind of want to some days it's like if you don't ride it quite right, if you don't drink that drink quite right, it can kick you up.
It's more of a horse ride through the country at sunset.
This feels
good.
Yeah, this is.
But you're not trying to hang on for dear life. You're enjoying it.
No, it's got some oak in it.
Yeah.
It's just traditional, and it's calm, and it's sweet, and it's nice.
So Brett, you know me long enough to know that consistency is my thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get a bottle and not have to wonder, did this batch do really well? Did this batch not do well? Tastes good all the time, no matter if I buy it now or a year from now. Doesn't matter that. It's going to be solid. Mm-hmm. Consistency is key for me. So that's why I like this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's always
And
gonna
I'm
be-
a single barrel kind of barrel proof guy, so I kind of it can really vary.
Sure. And to your point, because I'm consistent, I will always buy this for me, and I enjoy the wild rides when people otherwise have them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always going to have this. It's always going to be in my cabinet because I like having it.
I have a
It's gonna
thought of
be-
what it might be,
You
but
do?
yeah, but
I probably gave away too much, didn't I?
no. Well,
You know me well enough.
you said it's around here. It's not super common.
Mm-hmm.
It's a get if you get it. Like people that like it really love it. It's got a big following of people that are pretty cultish about it. It has a cool topper, maybe.
I don't know if the topper's all that cool.
Nah, never mind. I'm on the wrong. I was thinking Caribou Crossing.
No. I just tapped my Caribou Crossing out though.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is not, the Caribou is a lot more smooth than this.
Yeah. So so to finish my thought on like the palate to me.
Yeah.
Nice, easy, but a little water, a little watery, a little flat, a little bit. It's a 7. It's a solid 7. But the finish kind of surprises you because it's so smooth all the way down, and all of a sudden it kind of goes whoop, and it kind of peppers back up. The little peppery finish, which is fun because it feels like this is one that just disappears in the and there's no finish,
Right.
and it actually runs a little bit, and it sizzles, which is really interesting. And so that may pop that finish is going to be
That
higher.
takes it to a 0.5. You can go ahead and add that 0.5 back on there, bud. It's a little smooth on the run, and then a little like a firework.
The finish might be its best part
Love it.
because it does. It's like it's complexity comes out in the finish that isn't in really the nose or the palate, but all of a sudden like there's like all this kind of the peppers and a lot more of that kind of where am I trying to go here? Like coffees and earthies and it's like it just has more. It has like 4 or 5 things that kind of go pow 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 pow, and then it sizzles back there, which is fun.
It's a little spritzy back there.
Ah, a little effervescent.
Yeah.
A little effervescent.
I like that.
I could almost go to an 8 on that finish.
See? It was the first one you had to kind of get those extra sips in. And really.
I'm going to go 8.
All right. I love that.
So then what I do is I just average this out, which this is a pretty easy average because you have a 7, an 8, and a 7.5, and so this is going to be a 7.5 bottle
There you go.
for me, which, again, for people to know, I talked about it in the first video too. I don't have a wall of bourbon. I don't have a vault of bourbon. I don't even have a basement in this house. So there's no place to hide bourbon yet. Now, if I ever have that problem, I can probably figure some places out in my garage.
Right.
But right now, we built a pantry in this house because it didn't have any storage in the kitchen, and it's now 2 of the 5 shelves are filled with bourbon. But that's my limit. Like I can't. That keeps me from overbuying, and so like. I'll get great bottles. Baumburgers was a recent one where that's top shelf for most people. It was top shelf when I drank it by itself, and then I blinded it and it lost to some things and its score came down. And for me, if it's a bottle that's got a lot of value and someone else is going to appreciate it more and it's not going to live on my top shelf, it has to go away because I don't have room for it. It has to be an 8.2 or above for things to hit my top shelf.
Gotcha.
And things can come off the top shelf because then you blind them or the scores can fluctuate, but palates are different.
When we got a 7.5 now.
Yeah.
We're going to blind some other stuff.
Yeah.
There's a chance this could go up.
This
Or a
score,
chance this could go down.
this score is locked in
Okay, locked in on this
for
bottle.
this channel.
Got
So when this, because this is a standalone in the vacuum
Yeah.
drink, and that to me is about the purest you can do it.
Right.
When you start putting it, because he's right, because what we're going to do after this is I'm going to pour a blind for both of us. I'll know what's in it, he won't, from 2 additional bottles from my collection. When that happens, that's the fun of drinking bourbon too, is the science of it.
Right.
Like this flavor and whatever's in this might not agree with the next thing in line, and all of a sudden that next thing in line is that I love now tastes like crap because it's next to this one, or vice versa. This one's a star, but I got to go with just for consistency, and we don't want to belabor the blind scoring.
Right.
So this will be a 7.5. It'll always be a 7.5. It is really good, I would say, without knowing what it is. If you're someone who, either doesn't love high proofs, or wants to have that bottle that you just know you can grab, drink straight, or make a really killer like Manhattan with, or old fashioned something because it's good and solid, or you could give it to guests. And if they're not big bourbon people and you want to get them into it, you could be like, here's one that's got some things going on, but it's rideable, right?
Yeah, it's not overpowering for people who maybe haven't dabbled a whole lot yet.
Yeah, you're not bringing out your 141 proof Coy Hill with the newbie. One, because why would you waste that amazing juice on a newbie? But secondly, they would just not appreciate it. But this one, universally, I mean, and then if they don't, you're like, well, whatever, you're an idiot. But this is a really good pour, so this could easily be a top shelf for some folks that like that.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know what it is.
Want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Backstory. My first bottle of this was given to me because my brother-in-law said, how in the world do you drink this stuff? I can't do it. Does that ring a bell?
Oh, I know the story, but I can't remember the bottle still.
So we have our friend 1792 small batch.
And they had this at Bubbles?
They had Bubbles.
Oh, okay.
And I had a different one in my hand, and I was ready to go. And then I saw it back there, and I just, you never know how they treat the behind the counter stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, do you guys happen to have 1792? No, when I saw it, she went all the way across. I said it's right there.
Oh.
She goes, oh, okay. So this was $34.99.
That's,
And the reason I said it's hard to find right here because we've seen a shortage of 1792 lately.
Yeah.
Of all varieties. Mm-hmm. And I like this variety. I like the full proof and the sweet wheat a little bit better. But this variety is never a bad, it's always good.
It's just a one that can live there. And it looks cool. It's a good bottle.
That's why I was like, I don't know if the topper's that cool.
No,
but I mean, I like the
It's not a caribou.
It's pretty classic.
It is super cool.
And I like to have it on my shelves at all times.
And that's the thing, too. And you guys know from wherever you live, so some things some people can walk into their stores probably and see all the 1792s all the time because you guys, that's just for some reason a hot spot for their distribution.
PA, Florida.
Yeah.
Those they're going to have all that all the time.
We don't get anything.
No.
We barely get anything over small batch.
So Kansas does okay.
Kansas, Missouri's a tough state.
Weird.
Yeah,
come on, Missouri.
Missouri's
love you, but
their laws are very tough on getting stuff onto the shelves for whatever reason. So sometimes distilleries just skip it. They're like, we're not going to mess with Missouri.
Or they make their own. Like Holiday.
Or then Holiday, we'll just make our own. But I like this. And of course, you may or may not know that the Kirkland bourbons are 1792s.
Yes, they are.
So if you're a Costco member and you see those Kirklands, they got all these different, just single barrels and barrel proofs and small batches, and it's coming out of it's Barton Distillery, doing these. So you can go there and probably get the same juice and save $5 or whatever. And always have it.
And it's fairly consistent there.
Yeah.
They'll go in and out a little bit. And this one is 93.7 proof. So good job on the low proof situation.
And I would be curious to know, and maybe if I get, I'm not going to be a big editor with a lot of graphics, but maybe I'll slap up a graphic that shows what the age on these typically is.
Right.
I mean, we assume it doesn't have an age statement, but 4 is when they don't age state, I kind of feel like I guess they're younger. I just go if it's older, they want you to know that. Right. So when they don't tell you, I'm like, all right, it's 4.
They're telling you without telling you.
Yeah, it's 3, it's 4, it's 5, whatever. Right. And of course, they're batches too. So it could have some 3-year, it could have some 6-year, whatever. So that's awesome. So now I have to then, and this will be an edit, but I'm going to go to my whiskey cave and figure out a good blind for this, and I don't have a lot of low proof stuff, so this is going to be a tricky. I got it though. I've got it.
We'll probably level up. I mean, improve for sure. I'm expecting that.
Yeah, we'll see.
See what you got. All right. Should I remove my eyes? Exit the room for a minute.
I mean, you can hang for a second, and I'll once I start to actually need to pull something.
Okay, I'll just close my eyes and
just smell and love.
Just love this thing up.
I'm going to bring his glasses and make sure that yours.
He's only had like 2 ounces.
I don't know what that is. Oh, that's going to be. Oh, okay.
7 or 8 ounces.
Okay, that's interesting.
It is interesting. But
so I may edit this, and maybe not, because this is kind of funny. The commentary as your eyes are closed and behind you. Like, this is pretty raw and real.
Awfully awkward with the eyes all closed.
When you're doing blinds, oops, sorry, I almost forgot this one. So with your eyes closed, I'm going to keep talking. you're usually wanting to kind of get your proofs close because a high proof will just blow out your palate, and now you can't taste those lower proof guys. And then if you're gonna have finished or unfinished, those are things you need to think about. But sometimes you just have to break rules. So let's dive in. You ready?
I'm ready.
I mean, now you're kind of on the spotlight.
I'm on the spot,
because I know what's happening.
Now it's hot in here.
It is hot. Should I turn the air conditioner on?
This is an edit. This is air conditioning.
No, I mean, if I did edit, they'll turn it last.
That's true.
Actually, it's not. It's just 76
Just
degrees.
whiskey.
We're just so excited to be.
We're excited.
Swirling and twirling together that.
And there's whiskey, and it's a good time.
We got our bloods flowing. Things are pumping and throbbing.
See, this is where it gets weird.
Well,
Because there's the bias of the recency bias
oh yeah.
of the last bottle, and I'm pretty sure I just picked it up. Like, that's it. Could be. Could also not be.
Right. And the thing here, this is now my job as the game master at this point to fuck with him. So
You better be very specific on how you say this. Articulate.
sorry, YouTube, I didn't mean to say the F word, but like again, my job is to like give you things that are similar, right? Mm-hmm. So then, yeah, and I would say about that 1792 is I said really standard, really nothing really spiky or sticking out. It's just kind of smooth. So then if it's not super distinctive.
Gosh.
Uh-oh.
I think that's 17. We have two 1792s. You're pranking me. Because it to be the same.
Wouldn't that be an awesome way to do it?
Really good.
Yeah.
You're not.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Oh, there's an idol song. Richmond of North. Okay.
Oh, controversial.
It is.
Controversial.
But also good.
It's a fantastic song, and we're not going to get into this kind of stuff tonight.
No.
But I really appreciate this guy because he wrote a song that was passionate about, and then when it became a thing and people were grabbing onto it for their own agendas, he was like, "No, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's not what it's about. It's actually about you, asshole.
Yeah.
So stop using it.
You're not going to charge that price for my tickets.
Yeah, right.
I'll play at a fair and a festival if I want to. Like you.
Right, I'm talking about all of you. I'm not on a side. That's what he said. I saw that interview. He's like, I'm not on the side. You all suck.
All of you.
And I'm just going to make music about it.
A-holes.
Yeah.
Gosh, all these smell so similar. Good job on your...
Thank you. Again, this is all, we're guinea pigs. We don't know how this works. This is the first time to see this experiment works.
Your dollar ain't shit.
And again, like he's going to do his style, and I don't even know mine. Mine changes. Sometimes I'll go through and nose everything like he is, and then sometimes I'll kind of nose and drink once, and then kind of hit that once. It varies. So
yeah, I'm gonna go through the halvesies like I like to do.
Yeah. No, yeah, do your
halvesies and then halvesies and halvesies and circle back.
My big thing that I tell people is just be consistent.
Yeah.
It's like water. If you're going to drink water after one of the drinks, drink it after all the drinks. Give it time because water in the mouth will absolutely change how this thing tastes. Or you're either doing no water or you're doing water. You know, it's like figure it out. Don't do it halfway and be like, 'cause they'll screw you up. The same thing. I'm like, this absolutely has that same feel.
This one has a lot more nut tea on the back of it.
Oh, see?
Ooh.
If you pull that note and you're accurate, that would be a non-dummy call. You just called something upper level with pulling nutty and distillery notes.
Definitely. But the legs are real nice. You guys can't see that, which is a shame. But
yeah, good legs, and that just says viscosity. And again, I'll say things to people because I don't know what you know and I know or whatever, but the swirling is getting that oxygen in there. It's letting it get some room temp. It's getting some warmth from your fingers, but also it's getting it up on the sides of the glass so that smell really kind of comes up out of the liquid because it's on the glass now. That really helps it.
I'm watching this number 2, and I picked it up once to smell it, and it's like caramel sticking to the side of the glass. It looks like it. It's
So you got that one's kind of, is it making you nervous or are you getting excited?
Really excited.
Okay.
Probably too excited.
We're also in the landing path of our downtown airport, which is not our biggest airport, but it's a lot of private jets and propeller planes coming by, so literally right over the house. So if you hear the, oh, would you like that?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if you were so excited about airplanes or if you were liking what you just tasted.
Wow.
Or just airplanes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's my neighbor driving on the road that thinks that it's still cool to rattle your trunk. But
I did when I was 16.
well, and
Long
if you
time
saw
ago.
him, you'd realize, and I'm going to talk to him at some point, because this is the thing. He's like a 50-year-old dude. And so I'm like, dude, that was cool. Actually, it was never cool, but it was kind of cool when we were in high school. Cut it
really
out.
Cool.
Cut it out. It was never cool.
It was actually really cool. Especially if you wired it yourself.
I like good sound, so when it's rattling shit in your car, it's not good sound anymore.
If
Now
it
you're
wasn't
showing
blowing
off.
the trunk off of your Celica, 87 Celica, it wasn't a good sound.
86 laser.
There you go.
Yeah.
I had 87 Celica GT.
Nice.
With the flip-up lights.
I almost ran my dad over in the driveway with an 80-something Celica because it was a manual, and I threw it into gear. And
Yes.
I threw it out of gear, and it rolled back and almost killed him.
I mean, those are some incredible legs on this thing.
Okay, so see, now that we're comparing, like,
Incredibly viscous.
in a vacuum, I liked this a lot, but now 2, I think I like better, which now makes me go back and do I need to adjust scores? Because then do I go, well, this feels like not better than an 8, but I gave that an 8, which means that maybe is a 7.5. It's there.
Yeah, so I always go, I drink half,
Mhm.
half, half. Then I get a solid rinse and a weight. But I don't rinse between. That's my science.
Yeah, I like that.
Because it really doesn't, I don't get that hard reset, but it does have relativity. And then I come back after a hard reset. And sometimes, normally I just go right back.
Do you go back in the same different order? Because that's a different thing.
No, normally I go right back through. So 1, 2, 3, then I rinse and then 1, 2, 3.
Maybe this time go back the other direction. After you hard reset,
Yeah.
because you did them one way
True.
and these affected each other.
True. I'm pretty darn sure I just said 1792. That's my 3, but I'm starting to get a little confused.
See?
That's why I gotta go back.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
And I've given every nose on the first pass an 8, which is really probably not accurate. So once I start going side by side, I'll go, nope, that's not right. That's wrong.
And part of my system too is I don't score it until I've gone through my second pass. I kind of pull out the notes. I kind of guess the proofs. I kind of like write down my nose, my palate, and my throat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go back and score it on
Yeah.
the second pass. It's
Yeah.
kind of my routine.
Yeah, I love that. I've done it all
Reserve the score.
I've done it all kinds of ways. Yeah, I've done
Yeah.
it like where I'm just like take a pass, like you said, and
Yeah.
now recently I've just kind of gotten to like, okay, throw your first thoughts down.
Your first score. Your off the cuff score.
Yeah, like his,
Right.
but then like I said, once you start seeing the other ones, you're like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, that can't be an 8 if that's an 8. That's got to
Right.
be a 7.5, and that's an 8, whatever.
Right.
Ooh,
Ooh,
I
that's
don't
a
know.
great song. I love this one.
49 Winchester, all I need. I learned last time that when the camera's up, I just look at my face the whole time, and it's very confusing and distracting. And I thought this time I'll put the Spotify up so we can see what's on the radio.
Yeah.
But I'm still staring at the Spotify screen most of the time.
Are you?
So sorry if I'm not making good eye contact. I'm trying, but there's like colors down here, and there's like moving pictures, and I'm like, oh, that's fun to look at.
It's kind of a rookie move, but you know what?
It is very, super rookie.
But we're dummies and we're working into this.
There's a $30 webcam attached to my shitty laptop on the counter of my kitchen. It's amateur hour.
We totally are.
Yeah, there's no like $1,000 lights.
But it
hanging.
feels good, and
Yeah.
I like what we're doing here.
Good.
So,
That's all that matters. And if you like what we're doing, then that's even better. Is this where I'm supposed to say hit the?
no, I'm going to say it for you.
Okay, do it.
If you like him and maybe tolerate me, hit the subscribe.
Yeah.
Drop a comment down below if you've had the 1792, and you'll find out this other business here in a minute.
Yeah.
And if you have that, then also drop a comment.
I love that.
I mean, but also just participate. You know.
And I'd say comment-wise, it's like the first video or two.
Yeah.
Like, say hello, say something, say
hello.
say, hey man,
Where are you from?
you're an idiot. Stop, please. Or, dude, more of this, please.
Yeah, and then
yeah.
if you have 1792 in your area, tell us where you are.
Oh, yeah. Especially like the foolproof. or the, yeah.
Foolproof, the sweet wheat, all that
Yeah.
good stuff. Yeah. Tell us where you are.
He'll have the sweet wheat. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't. Well, I don't know. I think you might.
I don't hate. I like all of the booze. So that's gonna be this learning experience.
True.
I don't know. And I talked about this in my first video too. He hasn't seen that at all, so he doesn't know the weird crap I did. You guys know if you saw it. But my grades are so similar because I'm never going to give a 10 because that means you can't be better. So that's hard, you know. So 9.5 is like the best you can do. But then I've never given a 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I've given a 5 once or twice. And I think that does speak to like you're drinking the good stuff.
Yeah.
Like if we were bringing over like
Old Tub, like the original Old Tub.
Old Tub, But that wouldn't get probably a 3 or 4. It would get
Ancient
5s
age?
and 6s.
What about ancient age?
But that's Buffalo Trace.
True.
I don't know. See, this is the fun of this. Someone might bring me an ancient age, and then I'll be like, that's an 8.
Yeah.
I don't know. So all my shit sits in a very tight range of like my total score. Like when we do this score sheet that I'm talking about, it's going to be like 8.5 is going to be the top, and the bottom is going to be 7.
Yep.
It's just going to be, and it's going to be a million
I like
that are
it all.
tied. It's all good.
It's all good.
We're just splitting hairs, you know. So
As our friend does at the whiskey tasting we go to, he says yes.
Mm-hmm.
What's your score? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you like it? What notes do you pull? Yes.
Yeah. I
notes.
drink it. I like it. I will drink more of it. Whatever. Put it in my hand. That's why I always say like it's like my wife and I same thing. What do you guys drink? Put it in our hands. We'll drink it. I don't know. It's like
I have no clue what the other ones are. I'm not great at pulling out like, oh, that's definitely Jack or that's
No.
definitely I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can act like I know what's happening with it, but
Yeah.
I can't brand select. I can't like, oh yeah, that's Michter's.
I'll never be on Madness doing like the taste, like because they gotta pull Distillery and
Ugh.
State. I can't do that
Respect.
shit. Yeah. Oh, that's definitely
Respect.
MGP. That's MGP all
Yeah.
day long.
No.
Yeah. That's
just like-
that's why this channel exists for dummies like us and you who cannot do that either. Like
Caramel,
caramel,
oaky, smoky, tobacco, pepper.
orange, or cherry, or apple, or
If
something.
you want to
like that.
impress your friends that have never drank whiskey before, you drop those 4, 5, 6 notes, and you're like, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
What say you, Brett Buffin? I feel like you've got a little more than a third in the middle one. You're gonna have to hit that one pretty hard.
Here's another thing about me. I have ADHD. I can't score accurately when someone's talking to me. When my wife's here and like I'll be doing a whole flight and it takes me like an hour because I'm that guy.
Excuses, just score.
And she'll walk in here and start making noise and I'm like, how am I gonna? I can't think when you're
Just
making the
score
noise,
it, sir.
And if she starts cooking, we're done. You know, because then your whole palate's messed up. This is funny. This is why these scores aren't permanent and the one he brought me is permanent.
That's right.
Because I don't have any faith in this anymore. Between drinking with a friend,
You lose your patience
listening
on
to
it,
good
like
music,
whatever.
feeling a buzz, being empty. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing anymore.
No,
like,
you
this
don't.
is silly.
Hey, do you know this is Luke Grimes? Do you know who that is?
I've heard of
Yellowstone. The Yellowstone guy.
On actor on that?
Yeah.
Oh, no horse to ride. He's staying in
There's
his
2
wheelhouse.
on the show that are good artists.
I don't watch Yellowstone. I will not watch Yellowstone.
If you want to go ahead and click that unsubscribe, I wouldn't do like one bit.
For all my older people, because he's young and I'm old, it reminds me of just Dallas, like a reboot of Dallas.
Dallas on awesomeness. Yeah.
Soap opera in the country. But I have heard amazing things from people that I respect, not this guy, about 1892
So
and
good.
1929 or 1920, whatever. The 2 prequels.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch those.
they're really good.
I gotta want to watch those. So I'm excited.
I've seen them all.
I like history too, so to go back and see like the origin stuff. But to see here's today us being mad about who you're having sex with or what land I own or the encroachment and
I won't. Yeah,
I'm not going to. I'm
Let's
not
not
doing
go.
it. I'm not doing it.
this is not that channel.
I'm not doing Yellowstone.
But you gotta watch the Yellowstone.
I don't watch a lot of TV, so it's got
to get the prequel stories.
No, fuck that. I've been told not.
Man, whoever gave you this.
Well, we'll see. All right, can I finish?
Go.
Can I finish?
Can I finish?
Can I finish?
finish?
Can I finish?
That's for the people
Real
our
old
age.
people.
That's right.
Real old people. Okay, scores.
All right. Yeah,
Shit. You already did your scores?
I did.
Oh my god, that's burning my
I'm efficient.
mouth off.
My wife will tell you, most efficient person I've ever met. Except for my 2.5 hour.
He does not waste any
Concept
time.
today.
He finishes
Real well.
the tasks very quickly.
Real well.
Very quickly. Hey man, I'm with you. I'm really good. I'm so good at it. Why take more time than you need?
I know.
I'm not as good at this.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know. Are we at like an hour?
We're at least an hour.
Fuck that. That's crazy. Who wants to watch this for an hour?
If you're still here, thank you.
Jesus Christ. If you're still
And
here and
you should probably get a friend.
oh, that's
And,
harsh.
hang
No.
out.
You should be a patron.
Yeah, be a friend of ours.
Because this is what it's going to be every time. It's just
But
going to be
also,
this crazy
thank you for hanging on.
meandering shit
Yeah.
as I do math here. Hold on.
You do math, we take
Wrong. That's not right. These two tied with 7.7 for me.
Okay.
With Justin's shitty bottle coming in third at 7.2.
0.5 of a point. Yeah, you're right.
So here's. What's your situation?
Mine.
Your
number one
your
is 1792. It won the flight.
That seems
7.16.
That's not great, but okay, 7.1, and not on my scale, it's not great. Your scale might be great.
Right.
It's an everyday drinker, 7.16. 7.2.
Because you have two.
I round, by the way, 7.2.
Okay,
It's 7.2. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe I should stop doing that. 7.2.
I'll go ahead and round.
Yeah.
I can round it up.
That's my 20-year-old senile cat. So that's Cheetah. You met her in the first episode. You didn't meet her, but you heard about her. Your number two?
My number two is C.
Doc Swenson's.
Doc Swenson's. And then that got a 6.9.
6.9.
This one here.
That's interesting. That's really that. See, this
And
is
you know what? The reason it got that was because not a nutty fan. When it's that like hard nutty aroma,
Yeah.
it throws off my nose.
Yeah.
Subsequently, throwing off my palate a little bit,
Yeah.
and it's just not my jam. I called 100 proof on that one. I wrote down 100 to 105, but then I circled 100 right there.
So if we go back to the
100
beginning of the
proof on that
video,
one.
the reason that we're even shooting videos, or that I might have a channel, is because of this guy. He said you should have a channel. So I got to go, you should have a channel. He's nailing the proof.
Yeah.
He's nailing nutty.
What was the proof on the other one? What's that one?
This is 110.
I said 108.
Motherfucker! This guy! Look at this guy! And he knew it was 1792 because
Yeah.
he knows it.
Yeah.
So, this is why I said it's dummies. I'm the biggest dummy. I'm going to hopefully bring on people who are smarter than me. I never thought Justin would be smarter than me because this guy, if you define dummy, this guy's the biggest dummy.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, you fucking nailed this
Nailed
night.
it, Josh.
Yeah.
Next episode, Josh.
Josh is not going to do this.
High bar.
No.
High bar.
My
Josh.
brother Josh is nervous about doing any of this because he's not an expert, and that's the point, is to bring not experts.
Yeah.
This guy nailed nutty. This guy nailed proofs.
I nailed my 1792.
He nailed his favorite. What he brought. I thought his favorite was going to get crushed.
Yeah. It's just money.
So I feel like Justin, first of all, I wouldn't be here without Justin. He said do it. Second of all, he brought a brand new bottle and he nailed the whole idea of it. Bring something that he loves, that he appreciates, and that he thinks maybe he can pass on to you, that like, this is something you need to find.
Yeah.
That's it right there. So, thank you to Justin.
Thank you, Brett,
for making us be here.
Appreciate it, buddy.
And this wouldn't happen without him. Thank you for bringing a brand new bottle, which is the 1792 small batch. So again, you cannot lose by having this on your shelf. Between the look, between the taste, between how you can share it with people, this is a great bottle. So winner there. I expect my future guest to bring a lot more expensive and cooler bottles, but whatever. He did a good job, motherfucker. And he knocked this guy off the top shelf. So fuck you. Thank you. Subscribe. Do the things and the
follow,
stuff,
share.
and the comments and the patrons and the stuff. You know the stuff. Do it. Love you guys. Bye.